Teabaggers, birthers, deathers, those on the outer fringe are on the rise. It should come as no surprise then that almost a decade after they all but faded from view, anti-government militias are also on the rise, armed with weapons, residing in training camps. Hate groups in this country are multiplying, and as one law enforcement official puts it now, all it's lacking is a spark. A new report out from the Southern Poverty Law Center shows that right-wing militias, ideologically driven tax defiers, and so-called sovereign citizens are materializing in significant numbers. One federal agent noting, you see people buying into what they're saying. It's primed to grow. What's priming the movement's growth? An ailing economy, of course, but one key difference between militia groups in the 90s and what's fueling actions now, the face of the federal government. The enemy that almost all parts of the extreme right see as the primary threat to freedom is now black.
مجاهدين إلى الأمام. أعطيني جعب وبارود زاد 3 أيام 3 ألغام واطلقني مش طالب ترافقني احميني ظهري يا أخوي ولا تخلي ايدين الشر تلاحقني. أعطيني جعب وبارود زاد 3 أيام 3 ألغام واطلقني مش طالب ترافقني احميلي ظهري يا غول لا تخلي ايدين الشر تلاحقني. مش طالب ترافقني احميلي ظهري يا غول لا تخلي ايدين الشر تلاحقني. هي 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 اعطيني سلاحي ورجالي وصون اطفالي وخذ اموالي واتركني. مش لازم تصاحبني سد الثغ وانا اوريك شلون رجال تخوض الحرب وما تولي. اعطيني سلاحي ورجالي وصون اطفالي وخذ اموالي واتركني. مش لازم تصاحبني سد الثغ وانا اوريك شلون رجال تخوض الحرب وما تولي. مش لازم تصاحبني سد الثغ وانا اوريك شلون رجال تخوض الحرب وما تولي. هي 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 ماشي غربي يجي عكتافي وراسي فوق على الطيارة صوب لي. موعدنا ذبح العيدة سن السيوف وعبد رصاص واحصدهم حصد الحراق ولا تفكر. ماشي وغربي يجي عكتافي وراسي فوق على الطيارة صوب لي. موعدنا ذبح العيدة سن سيوف وعبي رصاصي واحصدهم حصد الحراق ولا تفكر. موعدنا ذبح العيدة سن سيوف وعبي رصاصي واحصدهم حصد الحراق ولا تفكر. هي 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 يا مسلم يا ابن الأمجاد شد العزم والهمة وقل يا رب تنصرني. هذا العهد والذمة بين العبد وبين الرب والمؤمن ما يهاب الصعب ولا الوعر. يا مسلم يا ابن الأمجاد شد العزم والهمة وقل يا رب تنصرني. هذا العهد والذمة بين العبد وبين الرب والمؤمن ما يهاب الصعب ولا الوعر. هذا العهد والذمة بين العبد وبين الرب والمؤمن ما يهاب الصعب ولا الوعر. هي 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 اعطيني جعبة وبارود زاد 3 أيام 3 ألغام واطلقني. مش لازم ترافقني احميلي ظهري يا اخوي ولا تخلي ايدين الشر تلاحقني. اعطيني جعبة وبارود زاد 3 أيام 3 ألغام واطلقني. مش طالب ترافقني احميلي ظهري يا اخوي ولا تخلي ايدين الشر تلاحقني. مش طالب ترافقني احميلي ظهري يا اخوي ولا تخلي ايدين الشر تلاحقني. هي 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 هي.
Let's take a call from Scott in Arizona.
Yeah, Alex?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I got a comment that something I heard on mainstream media yesterday, and I don't think anybody's really heard about this yet. There is a deal with a new documentary that the new mainstream says, if you haven't heard about this yet, you will. And it's basically saying there are 600 British children that were sent by their parents and 600 American kids off to go to school with al-Qaeda type of people, over there and train under their rule. And
no, sir. That's the blonde-haired, blue-eyed al-Qaeda. It's a huge CIA op. So none of us trust each other. They're saying there's 5,000 al-Qaeda. Children are al-Qaeda. Arrest everyone. Trust no one. Total crap. First they train you, hey, hate the foreigners, the brown-skinned people, take their rights. Then they flip it overnight and say, you are al-Qaeda. And what did you see this latest promo on? Fox or ABC or CNN?
This was on this was on the Glenn Beck show, but it was a guy that was subbing in, and he said this is what he said afterward. He said, now what's going on is that these kids at first didn't get brainwashed. It took 3 years to get brainwashed, and now that they're coming back here and saying 911 was an inside job, and they're coming in and they're basically infiltrating our politicians and stuff and confronting them. So it's basically
hold on. I didn't hear that. Well, Glenn Beck's a total operative. He'll say, I fight the New World Order. Hold on. Well, I've been telling you, sir, that's the talking point from all these guys on TV is 9/11 truth is al-Qaeda. We're staging attacks. We blew up the Army recruiting naval thing with that in Times Square with a firecracker. We need to go to camps. And then so you're saying they're now merging the two of the white al-Qaeda and saying it's 9/11 truth.
That's exactly what they're saying. It was a guy that was filling in for Glenn Beck yesterday.
Good God.
And he said that this new operative thing that's coming out, and we will hear about it, it's just starting to hit, is that this film is basically saying that these kids went over there to that country, trained under al-Qaeda, and now are coming back here and saying 911 was an inside job, and they're...
And so that way his idiot audience that hears this, then when they hear somebody confronting McCain, that shows how scared they are, and McCain starts, basically, breaking down, then they can say we're al-Qaeda. I mean, this is the kind of crap they feed people, and yes, they are saying it. There are 5,000 blonde-haired, blue-eyed al-Qaeda. They are everywhere. They are sleepers. Trust no one. I mean, come on, cops listening. What is the latest thing you're going to believe? I mean, is there no end to it?
600 British kids that their parents sent them over to these jihadist camps to train under them. I mean, to learn their way of life. And then he said, and 600 American kids. And then he went on to say, at that point...
And let me guess, Adam Gadon, the son of the head of the ADL, I'm sure he's involved. This is ridiculous. Okay, what else?
Okay, so basically he said the first year, and he broke it down just like this. The first year, they went back and checked on the kids, and the kids, weren't brainwashed. They wanted to come back home. They weren't happy with it. The second year, they were fitting in a little bit better. By the third year, he said they were completely brainwashed, and this is exactly how he told us. And then he said at that point, they were then, after they were brainwashed, their parents then brought them back to the U.S. shortly thereafter, and then they started basically saying that the government staged 911, and 911 was an inside job, and basically trying to cause chaos in the political form against our American government here.
And so protesting, asking people about PNAC, asking them about lying about WMDs, you're now all secretly al-Qaeda. That's why Truth Rising, and I know they've been saying similar things, I hadn't heard that, is so vital so they see who we really are, and so they see Gary Hart admitting they staged terror attacks, so they see the cops saying, we're going to say you're terrorist, we're going to plant bombs on you. The public has got to see Truth Rising. It's in the top 10 of Google video. Get it out to everybody right now. Buy the DVD. Make thousands of copies like your life depends on it. Every one of you listeners, we're in a life and death fight against the terrorist. And did he say then what Glenn Beck has said on TV? Use the army against 9/11 truthers because they're aiding al-Qaeda?
I remember seeing that a while back ago, that Glenn Beck
But the guy didn't add that talking point. Okay, or at least what you heard. Thank you. I mean, are you going to believe that, folks, that I've been secretly trained by al-Qaeda? I mean, come on.